All rise. Please be seated. All right. Good evening, everybody. We are in the third day of case number ZG416525118 in the child abuse and neglect trial, State of Florida versus Sonia Heitman Clementine. Today is Wednesday, the 15th of November 2023. Tonight, we have three witnesses who are willing to testify. Dr. Elizabeth Keating, the school superintendent, Mr. Gary Williams, the assistant principal, and Mr. John Aldworth, one of the guidance counselors, are planning to testify against the defendant. We will begin with Elizabeth. May you please come to the podium? Please raise your right hand. Do you swear or affirm that the testimony you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth to help you God?
Yes, Your Honor.
Can you please state your name?
Elizabeth Rose Keating.
Okay. You may be seated. Elizabeth, can you please tell the date when you first joined Go City Academy?
I was assigned to be the superintendent of Go City Academy starting on Monday, June 5, 2023. I became the new superintendent after Dr. Simon T. Harris retired at the end of the 2022 to 2023 school year.
Okay. Elizabeth, when is your birthday, and how old are you right now?
My birthday is on May 6, 1985, and I am currently 38 years old.
Okay. What did you think of the defendant when you were assigned to be the new superintendent?
I really thought Sonia would be a great principal. She was always nice to the staff and treated us with respect. But that was not the case for students. She would always suspend them for doing something bad. But when some of the students complained to me about her assigning them several hours of juvenile detention, not making them sleep or eat, and when she said they can starve to death and she hopes they die, things really started to go downhill, fast. She would always call them rude names, some of them who she calls the N-word, telling them to shut the F up, not letting them go to the bathroom, forcing them to stay on school arrest for the rest of their lives, and telling them why the F were they at her office, and why the F were they crying like babies. Things really started to become suspicious, and basically, she would give them stricter suspensions, like for example, she would suspend them for 5 million decades, call them a bitch at their IEP meetings, not letting them accept their diplomas after graduation, even though some of them will have to be in the Go City Academy transition program. I really don't understand how a principal like this would treat her students. And finally, when another student gave me another complaint about him getting 24-hour juvenile detentions, I knew I had to do something. I immediately called the police and told them to come to the school. I also called Igor Bettenhauser to come to the school, so we could talk to Mrs. Clementine in my office. We explained to her that her behavior was unacceptable, that I received multiple complaints from students, and told her what she was doing, and after that, I immediately terminated her employment at the school and told her that Igor Bettenhauser will be the new principal. The cops then placed her under arrest, and she threatened to sue them for false arrest, and as they took her out, we laughed at her and called her a Karen for what she has been doing to her students.
Just a quick question before you go back. What punishment would you like to have the defendant receive? Would you like to see her receive the death penalty or receive life in prison?
Based on her abusive behavior towards students, she definitely deserves to be sentenced to death. This is because if she receives life in prison, she could be a potential threat to the community. That's all, Your Honor.
Thank you, Elizabeth. Now, to the assistant principal, Mr. Gary Williams, please come up to the podium. Please raise your right hand. Do you swear or affirm that the testimony you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth to help you God?
Yes, sir.
Can you please state your name?
Gary Hector Williams.
Okay. You may be seated. Gary, can you please state your date of birth and how old you currently are?
My birthday is on January 28, 1973, and I am currently 50 years old.
Okay. How long have you been an assistant principal at Go City Academy?
I have been an assistant principal at Go City Academy since 2008, which is about 15 years.
Okay. When you first started working alongside the defendant, what did you think of her from the start?
From the start, Sonia has been nothing but rude to all the staff and students. She has always been disrespectful to the entire school. She does not care about the safety of our students and staff. She wishes the troublemakers would die after telling them that they should starve to death. She would always insult them, call them rude names, and give them too many hours of juvenile detentions. She would also force them to drink spicy milkshakes and take freezing cold showers every day in juvenile detention over the weekend. At times, she would call them the N-word, hit the students, punch them in the face, and sometimes threaten to kill them. Also, when she punished them with the spicy milkshakes, she said they have to gulp it all down no matter what. And she also said that when they take their freezing cold shower with 25 bags of ice in the bathtub, she said to them that she doesn't care if they get hypothermia. God, why does she have to be so rude to the community?
Just a quick question before you go back. What punishment would you like to have the defendant receive? Would you like to see her receive the death penalty or receive life in prison?
Sonia will continue to become a threat towards the community. She will probably continue to abuse the students over the phone. Based on all this, Sonia Heitzman Clementine deserves to be put to death. I do not want to see this woman's face ever again. That's all I have to say.
Thank you, Gary. Finally, to one of the guidance counselors, Mr. John Aldworth, please come up to the podium. Please raise your right hand. Do you swear or affirm that the testimony you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth to help you God? Yes, I do. Okay. Can you please state your name? John Allen Aldworth. All right. Please be seated. John, can you please state your date of birth and how old you currently are? My birthday is on the 4th of February 1969, and I am currently 54 years old. Okay. How long have you been a guidance counselor at Ghost City Academy? I have been an assistant principal at Ghost City Academy for the last 2 years. Okay. When you first started working alongside the defendant, what did you think of her from the start? So, in June 2021, Sonia was flying to Eugene, Oregon to drop their son off for a new job at the University of Oregon, so I was temporarily assigned to be the principal of the school while she was gone for about a week. She said she had good faith in me to take over for her while she was away. I trusted her on that, and I wished her son the absolute best on his new job. When she returned, she thanked me for taking over for her when she was away. It wasn't until this summer that her attitude started to become bad. She assigned worksheets which had over 1,000 questions and only had time limits of 5 minutes to 30 minutes. I was like, are you serious? She told me that I had to do this or else I could get fired. She forced me to become extremely disrespectful towards the students, forced me to call them rude names, and forced me to send them to the juvenile detention room. Obviously, I kept telling her that it was clearly a bad idea, but she clearly said that she didn't effing care. She does not care about the students. She would force me to give them all Fs, even if they were doing good. I was forced to give them an F for no reason. You are supposed to be friendly and help their students, not treat them like crap. Even though I treated them like crap, I regretted my actions, since the defendant forced me to do these abusive punishments. Just a quick question before you go back, what punishment would you like to have the defendant receive? Would you like to see her receive the death penalty or receive life in prison? Mrs. Clementine clearly deserves to be killed. She doesn't care about the safety and well-being towards the community. I don't want her to sit in a cell for the rest of her life. I want her to be executed for what she has done to these students. That is all, Your Honor. Thank you very much, John. All right. We've concluded the third day of the trial. We will resume tomorrow, when Kendall Williams and at least 5 other students testify against the defendant. Prosecutors, please bring her back to jail. Court is now dismissed.